Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on Montana This Morning. I'm Augusta McDonald.
And I'm Louis Storch. Hope you're having a good start to your Tuesday. Augusta, we have a little bit of slippery roads in some spots yesterday just because had a little bit of light snow falling.
Yeah, we did. We had a little bit of light snow, which is kind of nice. I mean, it is still January.
Exactly. So we would expect that for this time of year, especially over those passes. So if you are traveling over the Montana-Idaho border along those passes, give yourself some extra time. We're going to get a brief break from the snow today. Then we're bringing back a system starting tonight that's going to bring us in more snow showers and even some rain showers as we roll into tomorrow. Yeah, we're talking about valleys seeing this rain-snow mix. So we'll get into all that as we move throughout the morning here. Here's a quick look at your forecast headlines. Like I mentioned, a minor lull today. Pretty quiet with mostly cloudy skies. However, by late afternoon and evening, that's when the next system's going to approach, and this is a warmer system. So it's going to be snow tonight, and then we're looking at a rain-snow mix for the valleys by tomorrow. And then an active weather pattern is going to continue with on and off snow showers and even some rain showers as we move into the weekend and even now into the beginning part of next week. So here's your Tuesday forecast. 34 in Missoula, 33 today in Kalispell. We'll see 35 in Hamilton, 34 in Polson.
Alrighty, thank you, Louis. On the Flathead this morning, it's Sex Trafficking Awareness Month, and the issue is a growing problem in Montana. It's one that's drawing more attention from law enforcement during a conference held in Kalispell yesterday. Officers, deputies, and troopers from regional area law enforcement agencies attended the training led by Missoula Police Detective Guy Baker. Baker has been working sex trafficking cases for 7 years, training more than 1,000 law enforcement officers throughout the region in cooperation with the FBI. He says the goal of the training is to better educate and inform Montana's last line of defense against these crimes, the officers on the street.
This is a crime that is supply and demand driven, and if there wasn't a demand in the Flathead Valley, it wouldn't be here. So the fact that it is shows that there is a demand and there's a segment of society that is engaged in this type of criminal activity.
There was also a free seminar for the community last night at Flathead High School. Continuing coverage, the Big Arm Post Office remains closed as the State Fire Marshal's office continues to look into the cause of a fire, leaving an estimated $40,000 of damage. About 25 firefighters from multiple agencies tackled the blaze January 9th and had it knocked out in about an hour. State Fire Marshal investigator Pat Clinch, who conducted the on-scene investigation, says they're following up on several leads. Initially, it was thought the fire started inside the building. The closure is forcing customers to use the Elmo Post Office for mail pickup and delivery. The official cause of the fire is still unknown, and it could be a while before the investigation is complete.
That's a leased building, so the leaseor will repair that building at the government standard. When they do repairs, they're bigger outfits. This one's owned by a property management outfit in Spokane.
The official cause of that fire is still unknown, with no timetable yet on how long it will take to find out. In Ravalli County, the Ravalli County Sheriff continues to investigate an attempted murder in Victor last week. At this time, the sheriff has not released the suspect's name. Ravalli County Dispatch received a call at 12:30 on January 19th of a male having a medical issue and assaulting family members. The investigation that followed stated that after becoming erratic and threatening the assailant, was escorted from the home. He then returned and gained entry by breaking a window with a snow shovel. The man then attacked the two victims using sheep shears and broken glass. The two victims were treated for non-life-threatening injuries at Marcus Daly Memorial Hospital, and the assailant was also treated for wounds from the broken glass. We will continue to follow up on the story when the Sheriff's Department releases more information. 13 states, including Montana, are getting failing grades from advocates for highway and auto safety. The group's annual report takes a critical look at states like Montana, which don't have mandatory laws for seatbelts and motorcycle helmets, as Danielle Nottingham reports.
From laws that stop texting behind the wheel to those that require all motorcycle riders to wear a helmet, safety advocates say states should be doing more to save lives.
We can't go 15 minutes without a single person being killed in a motor vehicle crash.
In 2016, more than 37,000 people died in crashes, up 5.6% from the previous year. 2015 also saw a jump. Advocates for highway and auto safety just released a new roadmap, evaluating states on 16 traffic safety laws. Rhode Island, Delaware, Oregon, Washington, California, the District of Columbia, and Louisiana all scored in the green, with laws that enforce wearing seatbelts in the front and back seat. text messaging restrictions, and some restrictions on teen drivers. South Dakota and Wyoming were at the bottom of 13 states landing in the red. None has a rear seatbelt law or rear-facing car seat or booster seat law crafted for child passenger safety.
We urge state elected officials to use the findings in the roadmap report to introduce, advance, and pass legislation this year.
This group is also advocating automated enforcement, including speed and red light cameras. Melissa Wandahl lost her husband after a driver sped through a red light.
We have the technology to curb this deadly and dangerous behavior.
And advocates want to see collision avoidance systems in all vehicles, not just as a luxury upgrade feature. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
As more states legalize the use of marijuana, advocates for highway and auto safety are eager to see new research about impairment and impact on the roads. Top stories this morning. The federal government resumes operations this morning after a dispute over immigration led to a 3-day shutdown. Late Monday, President Trump signed Congress's short-term measure to fund the government through February 8th. Senate Democrats reluctantly agreed to the plan after Majority Leader Mitch McConnell promised to put a bill addressing young immigrants brought here illegally as children up for debate and a vote. And several people are missing after a drilling rig exploded in eastern Oklahoma yesterday. The incident happened at a natural gas well site 100 miles southeast of Tulsa. More than a dozen workers managed to escape unharmed. And Puerto Rico has announced it's selling off its bankrupt power company. Hurricane Maria decimated the island's electrical grid last year, leaving some residents in the dark for more than 100 days. Students at a school in San Juan were filmed screaming for joy earlier this month when power there was finally restored. Legendary Northwest rock band Pearl Jam will be playing 2 shows in Seattle in August, but there's still no confirmation of another August show in Missoula. The band announced Monday it would be doing 2 concerts called the Home Shows at Safeco Field on Wednesday, August 8th and Friday, August 10th. Rolling Stone is reporting the shows will raise at least $1 million to help fight homelessness, part of a campaign to raise $10 million to help with the problem in Seattle. However, yesterday's announcement didn't clear up Friday's leak on the band's website, a post which listed a stop in Washington Grizzly Stadium in Missoula on August 13th as part of what would be Pearl Jam's first stadium tour in 5 years. The post was taken down a few minutes later. Pearl Jam's last appearance in Missoula was 5 years ago, but they were indoors at the Adams Center. However, with Montana and Jeff Ament in the group, there's always great anticipation the band is about to make its next appearance. And again, we're still waiting for any official announcement if Pearl Jam does appear in Washington Grizzly Stadium. It would be the follow-up to a very successful outdoor shows by the Rolling Stones and Paul McCartney in recent years. Joining us now in the Storm Tracker Weather Center, Louis Storch has the latest. Louis, would you go to a Pearl Jam show?
Oh, of course. I like Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder, you know, he wrote the, what is that? Into the Wild soundtrack. You've seen that? Oh my goodness, so good. So good. Now I just want to go listen to that. But yes, I would definitely be down to see that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a picture that was sent in to us yesterday by Cindy. This was up in the Glacier National Park area along Lake McDonald there. Cindy, thank you so much for this fantastic photo. Looked like you had a good time yesterday. Overall, again, not a bad day yesterday at all. Maybe you were able to get out and enjoy it. We did see a little bit of light snow fall in areas around Missoula and even down into the Bitterroot Valley. Quick look at those temperatures this morning. We're looking at overall 20s and 30s once again. So not a bad start to the day, but it is chilly. Check out Missoula there, just at 19 degrees. We're at 16 in Seeley Lake, at 22 Phillipsburg, 28 in Hamilton, 24 Polson, 30 St. Regis, 22 in Kalispell. So the areas where we're seeing more clearing this morning, that's where we're seeing the temperatures able to drop quicker. This is our travel watch because we did have some snow yesterday. We do have those mountain passes still dealing with a little bit of snow. So Lookout Pass, snow and ice, change required if you are towing a vehicle over Lookout Pass there. And then Lolo Pass, Lost Trail Pass, Marias Pass, and then as you head over to Homestake Pass, we're looking at snow and ice on those roads. So this is what Lolo Pass looks like. A little bit of snow and ice there. Lost Trail Pass. Overall, it doesn't look too bad, but we are getting reports of some black ice there, so take it easy. And then look at Hamilton. This is from our First Security Bank iCam. See some snow on the roads there in Hamilton. We are getting some reports of slippery roads around Missoula. Missoula Valley and the Bitterroot Valley. So again, give yourself a little extra time this morning. Here is your Hamilton hour-by-hour forecast. Let's take a look at this. The backdrop, great photo by Rachel. Rachel, thank you so much for this. Pretty quiet today. We could see a little bit of sun this morning. Clouds increasing as that next system moves through, so we'll see cloudy skies by the afternoon time. And then Kalispell hour-by-hour backdrop, great photo by Cindy. Cindy, thank you for this. We're going to see cloudy skies pretty much throughout the day in Kalispell with high temperatures in the lower 30s. Here's your 7-day forecast for Missoula. We'll see 34 today. Then we're going to bring in a slight chance of a rain-snow mix tomorrow. A better chance of some snow on Thursday. Lower 30s Friday and Saturday. Northwest Montana, we'll see a better chance of a rain-snow mix starting tomorrow, then snow on Thursday. Light snow continues into Friday. Hamilton will be quiet today. Slight chance of a rain-snow mix with lower 40s on Wednesday. Then we'll see 34 Thursday, 32 by Friday.
Alrighty, thank you, Lewis. Montana This Morning continues right after this break, but first, here's your birthday shout-outs.